Hey, good morning. Another day for the red flag conversation. I hope that you got something out of the ones that we've already spoken of. Now, today we're going to talk about the red flags with your tax strategies. Okay. I know some of you may be new in business and say, look, Sandy, I have not even filed taxes. I don't have the income or the revenue in my business to even think about taxes. Well, look, preparation plus look, preparation plus execution equals success, and it's going to equal you getting all of that you want in your business. Okay, now let's talk about it. When you are looking to secure grants, a loan, or a contract, you must think like a business owner, an entrepreneur, a business, small business owner. You must think in those terms of you are going to be structured, you're going to be organized, and you're going to tell a story. Okay? Whether your story is going to be, look, from the past or you're going to tell the future story, that's what they're looking for. All three of them. Ask any grant funder, ask any loan officer or any underwriter or ask a government contract or any contractor, they're looking for that story. Okay. And this is how you're going to tell your story because everyone humanly living, don't you like stories? Everyone like a story. And when you're in business, that's the language that you're going to speak. Remember that. You're going to tell a story. Oh, tell a story. Now, with that being said, we're going to get right into talking about this. Remember, even if you're new to business, it's okay. If you're new to business, that is quite all right. You are going to need this information later. So look, you're ahead of the game. Now, one, filing a red flag that will definitely keep you from the opportunities and the business opportunities is going to be filing your taxes late, whether they're personal or business. And I know the story is in the finance portion of your taxes, but yes, you don't need to file. I know we get anxiety and say, oh, I owe, so I'm just gonna procrastinate. I hear people say this all the time when I'm working with tax customers. I dread this day. I dread this. This is why I'm just procrastinating. I'm just waiting. So sometimes you can procrastinate so long till you miss your deadline and you miss the tax deadline. So you don't want to even put yourself close to that. Okay. The next thing is unfiled tax returns. I know people are out here haven't filed in 1, 2, 3 years. And especially when you're in business, and now because of the new administration and all of these great benefits for business owners, you throughout the whole entire year, you have to have a mindset of tax strategy, tax planning. I don't care how small you think your business is. You one day you're going to be somewhere that you aren't, you know, your goal is to elevate and your goal should be it's to 10x, 20x, 30x your business. Now, another red flag for you not getting the approval. Because it's as you see, there's a lot of things that's involved in you being successful in getting this funding out here. And I know they say, yeah, you can just throw this together, throw a proposal together. But there are so many things that they're looking at. And this is why so many of us people are not companies, new entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, whatever the case may be, you're not getting what you want. Okay. Now, all right. And another thing. Don't file when you're forced to. This is a red flag. For instance, I know like a lot of times if you're applying for an SBA loan, they'll say, well, do we have one, two, three? We need to see, if you're filing now, for instance, they may say, we need to see 2023 tax returns. Can we see those? And you haven't filed those. And then you go and file them. And they know when you file them because the date is on there. Everything is time stamped. And then you're doing it just because you are forced to file them because you're looking to secure some funding from them. That's a red flag to them. It's definitely a red flag. And then also, um, you don't have any, I won't get too technical with the return, but you know, if you have, well, if you have payroll, you will in the future. If you don't now, filing those taxes can cause you to, because let's say, for instance, if you want to get a grant for payroll, helping you to, and you say one of the reasons I need to help with my payroll, or I want more funding for payroll. Well, if you haven't filed the previous taxes for your payroll, how in the world you know what you really need? And that's the mindset of a lender. They're gonna say, where, or either a grantor. What in, oh, wait a minute. How are they saying they need this and they just rushing to get something and throw something together for us? They don't really know. And so another thing for this, about this, make sure you always daily knowing what's going on in your business financially. Okay, you're asking, and this is what we're talking about, finances right now. If you're looking for the money, if you want the funding, you have to be up on your finances. You have to be in tune to what's going on. You have to know. You have to be every day. You have to know your numbers. You have to see your numbers. You have to know what story is it telling. Like today can be a good day, but tomorrow is not. Well, today, yesterday, and the day before was good, but today it's not good. Well, what you gonna do for tomorrow? So you have to know, and this is the psychology of it all. There's a psychology behind everything that happens in this world. Everything. Now, um, you don't know which taxes are what you really need to get together, for as you should be proactive now since you are maybe into looking to be a part of a different world, and that's the entrepreneur world. You should already be familiar about your tax deductions, what is required of you. Is it quarterly tax? Is it I'm going to file annually? What what my structure means. You need to learn all of that. And that's some of the things that I teach my clients. But you need to know more about these things, okay? Now, ooh, this is a red flag here, and I hear it all the time. Woo, it's just so much. When I'm preparing taxes for others, ooh, I just don't see how you do it. All of this, how are you doing all of this? It's just too much to keep up with. Red flag. Your bookkeeping is not clean. You're unorganized. You don't have any month-to-month structure. Nothing is you don't have your receipts. You don't have a format or a way of tracking anything, mileage, for instance. You don't know your mileage from January till December and how much you've driven. If you're going to claim something, you better have the documentation. Not you. You need to. You better have the documentation to prove it. And if you ever get audited, you have that information. Okay? So you want to be really, really in the knowing accurately of what these numbers are. If you're asking for something, you need to know, okay, what was my mileage for this? And they have all sorts of apps out there to help you. And then also knowing what's really a mileage deductible, because it's not from, if you're working or you have a business, it's not your commute from home to the business. It's when you're actually doing business. That is when you are getting a tax deduction. And most people don't think that. And they don't, and they don't prepare themselves to do your returns accurately in that area. And so that's a red flag too. You just don't have your documentation, and your bookkeeping is not in order. Okay. Your personal and your business expenses are mixed. Bookkeeping will help you with that. And that is what we're record keeping, bookkeeping the same. Record keeping will help you. If you do that, if you haven't been keeping records before, and if you are not good at it, you need to have someone on your team or hire it out and make sure that it is done properly. And you really this is what's causing you to miss opportunities for business funding as well. There's so many other things besides some of the ones that we spoke of in a previous video. There's so much. So, but I'm going to leave you with that today, and we're going to pick up on some red flags on the next video. But just think about these and do something about them in your business world, in your future business world, in your life, and make it all work out for you, because you were created for greatness, and you have greatness within you. You are a magnificent person, human being, God's creation. You are the best that he has to offer in your area of expertise and what he's created you here for. And don't ever forget that. Okay? All right. I'm Biz Strategist Sandy. I'm here to just help you to be a better person in your business world, and to help you get things out there in the marketplace that you so asked for. So now, hey, I'm here to give them to you. I'm just living my life on purpose. All right. Talk to y'all later. All right. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.